Wrexham is a town in North Wales, between the Welsh mountains and the lower Dee Valley, alongside the border with England. In Wrexham County Borough, it is the largest town in North Wales and an administrative, commercial, retail and educational centre. At the 2011 census, Wrexham had a population of 61,603, the fourth largest urban area in Wales. History. Prehistoric to Roman times, human activity in the Wrexham area dates back to the Mesolithic period. By the early Middle Bronze Age, the area had developed into a centre for an innovative metalworking industry. A Roman civilian settlement was located in the Plascoch area of Wrexham, and excavations have revealed evidence of agriculture and trade with the wider Roman world. Mercy and conquest. By the end of the 6th century AD, the area was being contested between the Celtic-speaking inhabitants and the English-speaking invaders advancing from the east. The Anglo-Saxons went on to dominate northeast Wales from the 8th to 10th centuries, and the settlement of Wrexham was likely founded by Mercian colonists on the flat ground above the meadows of the River Gwenfro during the 8th century. The origins of the name Wrexham may possibly be traced back to this period. Welsh restoration and border conflict. Renewed Welsh and Viking attacks led to a reduction in Anglo-Saxon power in North Wales from the early 10th century. Following the Welsh reconquest of the area during the 11th century, Wrexham formed part of the native Welsh lordship of Maelor. During the 12th century, the lordship was disputed between the Welsh and the English. The first recorded reference to the town in 1161 is to a Norman motte and bailey castle at Wrysselsham, which was likely founded in the Edddig area around 1150 by Hugh d'Avranches, Earl of Chester. However, by the early 13th century, Wrexham was undisputedly in the hands of the Welsh House of Powys-Fadog. Stability under the Princes of Powys enabled Wrexham to develop as a trading town and administrative centre of one of the two comotes making up the lordship. In 1202, Madoc ap Griffith Maelor, Lord of Dinas-Bran, granted some of his domain lands in Wrexham to his newly founded Cistercian Abbey of Vale Crucis, and in 1220 the earliest reference to a church in Wrexham is made. Marcha Wrexham. Following the loss of Welsh independence on the death of Llywelyn ap Gruffudd in 1282, Wrexham became part of the semi-independent Marcha lordship of Bromfield and Yale. Wrexham increased in importance throughout the Middle Ages as the lordship's administrative centre, and the town's position made it a suitable centre for the exchange of the produce of the Dee Valley and Denbighshire uplands, whilst iron and lead were also mined locally. From 1327 onwards, the town is referred to as a Villa Mercatoria, and by 1391 Wrexham was wealthy enough for a bard, jester, juggler, dancer and goldsmith to earn their living there. The traditional pattern of Welsh life remained undisturbed, and until the close of the Middle Ages the pattern was for English incomers to be rapidly assimilated into Wrexham's Welsh society, for instance adopting Welsh patronymics. At the beginning of the 15th century, the local gentry and peasants backed the rebellion led by Owain Glyndŵr, which proved economically disastrous for the town. Local poet Glyn Gutor Glyn wrote of Sion ap Madog, the great-nephew of Owain Glyndŵr, as Alexander I Wrexham. In the mid-15th century, the parish church was gutted by fire. The main part of the current church was built in the late 15th and early 16th centuries. 16th to 17th centuries, the Acts of Union passed during the reign of Henry VIII brought the lordship into the full system of English administration and law. It became part of the new Shire of Denbighshire in 1536. The economic character remained predominantly agricultural into the 17th century, but there were workshops of weavers, smiths, nailers as well as dye houses. A grammar school was established in 1603 by Alderman Valentine Broughton of Chester. During the English Civil War, Wrexham was on the side of the Royalists, as most Welsh gentry supported the king. The local landowner Sir Thomas Middleton, owner of Chirk Castle, supported Parliament. The 1620 Ordnance Jury of Survey of Wrexham Regis stated that 4/5 of the land-holding classes of Wrexham bore Welsh names, and every field, except one within the manor, bore a Welsh or semi-Welsh name. 18th to 19th centuries. The Industrial Revolution began in Wrexham in 1762 when the entrepreneur John Wilkinson, known as Iron Matt Wilkinson, opened Bersham Ironworks. Wilkinson's steam engines enabled a peak of production at mineral lead mines on the outskirts of Wrexham. For the late 18th century, numerous large-scale industrialized collieries operated in the southern section of the northeast Wales coalfield, alongside hundreds of more traditional small-scale pits belonging to a mining tradition dating back to the Middle Ages. Wrexham was also known for its leather industry. By the 18th century, there were a number of skinners and tanners in the town. 18th century literary visitors included Samuel Johnson, who described Wrexham as a busy, extensive and well-built town, and Daniel Defoe, who noted the role of Wrexham as a great market for Welsh flannel. The artist J.M.W. Turner also visited the town and painted a watercolor of a street scene entitled Wrexham, Denbighshire, dated 1792-3. By 1851, the population of Wrexham was 6,714. Within 30 years this had increased to 10,978 as the town became increasingly industrialized. Wrexham benefited from good underground water supplies which were essential to the brewing of beer. By the mid-19th century, there were 19 breweries in and around the town. Wrexham Lager Brewery was established in 1882 in Central Road and became the first brewery in the United Kingdom to produce lager beer. Rev. William Bingley described Wrexham in 1839 as of such size and consequence as to have occasionally obtained the appellation of the metropolis of North Wales. Wrexham gained its first newspaper in 1848. The Market Hall was built in 1848, and in 1863 a volunteer fire brigade was founded. In addition to brewing, tanning became one of Wrexham's main industries. In the mid-19th century, Wrexham was granted borough status. A permanent military presence was established in the town with the completion of Hightown Barracks in 1877. Modern Wrexham. By 1913, the North East Wales coalfield was producing up to 3 million tonnes a year and employed over 10,000 people, dominating the economic and cultural life of the area. However, the industry went into decline after the First World War, and of the 7 large-scale collieries operating in the Wrexham area in 1946, only 2 functional collieries remained by 1968. The last pit to close in the borough was Bersham Colliery in 1986. One of the worst mining disasters in British history occurred at Gresford Colliery in 1934 when underground explosions and a subsequent fire cost the lives of 266 men. The leatherworks in Pentrevellyn and Tuttle Street, the many coal mines in the area, the brickworks in Abonbury, Brumbo Steelworks and the breweries all closed in the latter half of the 20th century. Wrexham suffered from the same problems as much of industrialized Britain and saw little investment in the 1970s. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Welsh Development Agency funded a major dual carriageway bypassing Wrexham town centre and connecting it with nearby Chester and with England's trunk road network. New shopping areas have been created within the town at Hen Blas Square, Island Green and Eagles Meadow, and the Wrexham Industrial Estate, previously used in the Second World War, has become home to many manufacturing businesses. Wrexham's former police station on Regent Street, originally the barracks for the Royal Denbighshire Militia, is now home to Wrexham County Borough Museum. The museum has two galleries devoted to the history of the town and its surrounding communities. The museum also holds the archive of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. Battalions were stationed in Wrexham during the First World War. The collection is notable for containing original documents in the handwriting of Siegfried Sassoon, Robert Graves, J.C. Dunn and other notable members of the RWF, as well as official records. Governance. Wrexham County Borough Council elects a mayor who serves for 1 year. Between 2001 and 2005, Wrexham Council's website was named the best local government portal in Wales on 4 occasions, and in 2007 was listed as 19th out of 20 in the UK's top 20 council websites based on usability, with the comment, "The leading council websites have significant scope to improve the usability of their online offering." People who live under the jurisdiction of Wrexham County Borough Council are able to pay taxes, debts and other fees through the website. They can also access many other services, such as reporting crimes, submitting planning applications and applying for permits. The Wrexham constituency elects members to the UK Parliament and the National Assembly for Wales. The constituency includes both the town and some of its outlying villages such as Wersalt, Cley, Marford, Rossett and Holt. The UK Parliament constituency of Wrexham has long been a safe seat for the Labour Party. Wrexham is divided into the communities of Acton, Rosthie, Offa and Kyle Park. Public services. Wrexham Mailer Hospital is the region's major acute district hospital, with over 900 beds, and is the largest of the 3 core hospitals in North Wales. Other NHS hospitals within the borough are Chirk Community and Penley Polish Hospital. Yale Hospital, situated close to the Mailer Hospital on Wrexham Technology Park, is Wrexham's largest private hospital with over 25 beds. Formerly Bupa Yale Hospital, it is now owned and operated by Spire Healthcare. Wrexham is served by North Wales Police. Their Eastern Division HQ is in the centre of the town, due to close in 2016 to be replaced by a smaller town centre station and HQ building in Cley. The region's main fire station is situated on Bradley Road close to the Island Green and Central Retail Parks. Other local fire stations are located in the nearby towns of Chirk and Llangollen. City status. Wrexham has applied for city status 3 times since the turn of the 21st century, in competitions to mark the new millennium, and for both the Queen's Golden and Diamond Jubilees. In March 2012, it was announced that Wrexham had again missed out on city status as the community of Census, which was previously a city, was granted city status. In March 2012, a report was issued stating a study was underway as to whether to establish a city region encompassing Wrexham, Deeside and Chester. Geography. Wrexham is not built on a major river, but on a relatively flat plateau between the lower Dee Valley and easternmost mountains of North Wales. This position enabled it to grow as a market town, as a crossroads between England and Wales, and later as an industrial hub, due to its rich natural reserves of iron ore and coal. But 3 small rivers flow through parts of the town: the Clywedog, Gwenfro and Alyn. Wrexham is also famed for the quality of its underground water reserves, which gave rise to its previous dominance as a major brewing centre. Originally a market town with surrounding urban villages, Wrexham has now coalesced with a number of urban villages and forms North Wales's largest conurbation, including its western and southwestern suburban villages. The conurbation including Wrexham, Roslanna, Creegog, Cog, Coed Poeth and Cly built-up areas totals over 100,000 residents. The Office for National Statistics defines a Wrexham built-up area, making it the 134th largest built-up area in the UK, and the 4th largest in Wales. Wrexham is approximately 13 miles south of Chester, 30 miles northwest of Shrewsbury, 50 miles southwest of Manchester, and 140 miles north of Cardiff. Economy. Wrexham's economy has moved away from heavy industry to high-tech manufacturing, biotechnology, finance and professional services. The town also has the largest retail sector in North Wales. In 2007, the town was ranked 5th in the UK for business start-up success, higher than most larger UK towns and cities. Shopping. There are several shopping streets. A cluster of retail parks is situated around the Inner Ring Road. Plascoch and Burse retail parks are on the outskirts close to the A483. Central and Island Green retail parks are in the town centre. The newest development is at Eagles Meadow. The development is connected to York Street and High Street by a bridge. There are 3 traditional covered markets plus North Wales's largest open-air market. Wrexham has a shop mobility service which is free. Much of the Wrexham town centre is pedestrianised. Tourism. Wrexham held the National Eisteddfod of Wales in 2011. A number of visitor attractions can be found in the town. Wales Comic Con, the largest fan convention in Wales that brings actors, artists, writers and sports personalities to the town each year to meet thousands of fans who attend from around the globe. St Giles Church, one of the 7 wonders of Wales and burial place of Elihu Yale. Racecourse Ground, home of Wrexham FC and North Wales Crusaders. It is the world's oldest international stadium that still continues to host international games. Historic town centre buildings. Techniquest Glyndŵr Science Discovery Centre. Wrexham County Museum showcasing local history. Sethsaran, the Welsh Centre provides a bilingual environment with locally sourced food, a bar, live entertainment, meeting rooms and community facilities. Indoor markets. Wrexham has always been known as a market town, and continues this tradition with 2 architecturally significant Victorian indoor markets, and a newer indoor market. Finance and professional services. Wrexham is home to a number of departments of the Depository Trust and AMP Clearing Corporation, including the subsidiaries AVOX and Clarinet, which collates and analyses company information for investment banks and financial organizations. In early 2016, DTCC employed over 500 people at the Redwither Tower offices. The expansion is due in part to the relocation of jobs from DTCC's United States of America offices to Wrexham. Moneypenny is the UK's largest outsourced switchboard and personal assistant service. The company currently employs 500 people on Wrexham Technology Park, and following expansion to the USA and New Zealand are currently building a new global headquarters at the Western Gateway site in the town to accommodate over 1,000 employees. It is due to open in early 2016. Industries. Wrexham Industrial Estate is home to a number of biopharmaceutical companies. Wockhardt, Ipsen and Cytec Industries have major sites which provide research and development and manufacturing capabilities. Wrexham's close location to both aerospace and automotive manufacturers has led to a number of organizations being in the town. JCB have a transmissions and drivetrain site on Wrexham Industrial Estate. Acton Magellan Aerospace have sites. Large food manufacturing sites include Kellogg's, Cadbury, Calypso and Village Bakery. Electronics companies Sharp & Brother have manufacturing facilities located along the A483. One of Wrexham's traditional industries is brewing. Whilst only employing a small number of people, Wrexham is now home to 5 breweries, located on Wrexham Industrial Estate and in the town centre. Big Hand, Ethic, Sandstone, Axiom, Wrexham Lager and Wrexham Lager beer breweries have all come to prominence in the last few years. Residential development. The central area of Wrexham has also seen a number of purpose-built residential developments as well as conversions of older buildings to residential use. Outside the town centre, new estates are being developed in several areas, including over 500 homes at the former Brambo Steelworks site, a ribbon of development on Mould Road leading out of the town and Ruthin Road. There are further plans. These include the development of National Trust land at Ethic for over 250 homes. This latter proposal generated many protests, particularly from residents of nearby Rostuflin. A motion at the NT's 2008 AGM to block the development gained much support, but was overturned by proxy votes cast by the chairman. Demography. In January 2015, it was estimated more than 2,000 Portuguese migrants live and work in the town. The community is mainly centered in the district of Hightown, and the community hold an annual carnival through the town center. A Polish community exists in the town with a number of Polish supermarkets and restaurants in the town center. Culture. Welsh language. According to the 2011 census, the average percentage of Welsh speakers in the electoral divisions that make up the town of Wrexham was 11.01% compared to the Wales average of 19.0%. The average percentage of Welsh speakers for Wrexham County Borough Council was 12.9%, the highest proportion being in the rural Dyffryn Ceiriog division and the lowest in the urban Winstay division. Arts. The town is referenced in the late Jacobean Beaumont and Fletcher play The Pilgrim, in which the stock Welshman declares that Pendragon was a gentleman, Margue, sir, and the organs at Wrexham were made by relevations. Wrexham hosted the National Eisteddfod in 1888, 1912, 1933 and 1977, as well as an unofficial National Eisteddfod event in 1876. The National Eisteddfod returned to the area in 2011, when Wales's leading festival was held on the land of Lower Burse Farm between the 30th of July and the 6th of August. Wrexham has a number of theatres, including the Grove Park Theatre on Vicarage Hill, the Riverside Studio Theatre at Wrexham Musical Theatre Society on Salop Road, and the Yale Studio Theatre close to Cloyne Sap. The main visual arts centre, Oriel Wrexham, has recently moved to Chester Street. It holds exhibitions and events, with others at Glyndŵr University in Plascoch and at Yale College. There is a multi-screen Odeon cinema in the Eagles Meadow development. Science. Every March the town hosts the Wrexham Science Festival. Wrexham is also home to a branch of TechniQuest, known as TechniQuest Glyndŵr. The Science Discovery Centre is situated within Glyndŵr University's Plascoch campus. Live music venues have developed around the core of the town, including Central Station, the Old Swan, Penny Black and the Commercial. Further out of the centre, the Centenary Club, the William Aston Hall and the Student Guild at Glyndŵr University also provide live music shows. The scene is dominated by local bands and the town has become known for the rock, indie and alternative genres. The local music scene has its own dedicated website, Wrexham Music, which features news, forums and details of upcoming shows. Some international artists perform in the larger venues of Central Station of the William Aston Hall. Central Station is a club with a capacity of approximately 650, attracting touring bands. Since its opening in 2000, the venue has played host to several acts. The William Aston Hall at Glyndŵr University is a 900-seat venue which has recently undergone extensive refurbishment, and is now designed to accommodate a range of events from conferences and exhibitions to theatrical performances and pop rock concerts. Acts who have performed there include Super Furry Animals, Feeder Love, Ray Davies, Freddie Starr and Sweet Media. Wrexham's local newspapers include two daily titles, North Wales Daily Post and The Leader, and the free weekly tabloid Wrexham Leader, often known as the Big Leader. Two radio stations are based in the town: Communicorp station Heart FM and community radio station Calon FM serve the county borough from studios. Revamped in 2015 at Glyndŵr University on Mold Road, whilst BBC Cymru Wales runs a studio and newsroom for the radio, television and online services located at Glyndŵr University but does not base the broadcasting there. An online news website covering the Wrexham area, Wrexham.com, operates from offices in Regent Street in the town centre. Parks and open spaces. Wrexham has three parks: Bellevue Park, Acton Park, and Erbig Park, as well as a green area within the town centre called Cloyne-i-Sap. Bellevue Park was built alongside the old cemetery on Drewabon Road. The park was designed to commemorate the Jubilee year of the incorporation of Wrexham. It became neglected during the 1970s and many of the amenities were in a poor state of repair. A major project was undertaken to restore the park to its original state. The park reopened in June 2000. Acton Park was originally the landscaped grounds of Acton Hall. It was laid out in 1785 by James Wyatt on the instructions of the owner Sir Foster Cunliffe. Cloyne-i-Sap, situated alongside Wrexham Guildhall, is a popular green area within the town centre. The green was originally the landscaped grounds of a mansion house known as Cloyne-i-Sap. It now lies at the centre of Wrexham's civic centre just off Queen's Square. The Welsh Children in Need concert was held here in 2005. Erbig Park is 2 miles south of the town centre, where the town meets the Dee Valley. The park is owned and managed by the National Trust, and is home to Erbig Hall and its formal gardens.